Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Seasoning Wire, the platform where we speak truth to power. I want to take this opportunity to actually shed some light on my current strongly held view that the issue is not Satan. And please, for clarity and sake of to prevent any misunderstanding whatsoever, I really want us all to actually understand that. One second, please. Sorry. Okay, that's better. So I really want us all to understand that as an African, I am a proud African, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I want to reiterate something. The reason why I am very, very pro my African spirituality is because of the years of which it's been put in a negative light by those who deem it their business to want to convert and actually stop us from following our own belief system. Nobody has the moral authority to take over and to decide to change the mind of others of people in a particular place who has had this long held belief for eons and has worked for them. No one has a right to call it names or anything. So that is why I do this program, and that's why I'm advocating for issue. As we all know, other religions have used negative connotations to label African deities, and they use a justification that I'll read this to you. In the early 19th century, missionaries flocked to Central and Southern Africa to preach gospel of Jesus Christ, whilst interacting with the local. One second, please. 1 second. Give me a minute. I'm just reading it off the screen as I speak to you. Interacting with local African indigenous group. This is also includes West Africa as well, I should add. Local African indigenous communities and observing their culture and their way of life. The missionaries concluded that indigenous people needed not only Christian faith but also to be civilized. That's problematic, but I'm being very careful with my words, obviously, because some those who practice Christianity, who came to Africa, have that kind of mindset. And the African way of life was regarded as backward, barbaric, and heathen. For these reasons, the missionaries went out of their way not only to convert Africans to Christianity, but also to package Christianity in European culture, which was viewed as more advanced and acceptable than the African way of life. See, this is when I try and talk about this, people don't understand what I mean. All I'm saying is, as Africans, we are proud of our issue in Nigeria, in Yoruba land. He's not Satan, and nobody has a right to label our issue Satan. That's all we're saying, and we are proud of that. Equally, we are saying that it is okay for Christianity to carry on its business and do that, and preach its gospel. But where people in Africa, we are saying no, we are happy with our own gods. Those are the gods we know. They have no right to label us as heathen or satanic or any of those words. That is all we're saying. That's why you see the sign behind me that says issue is not Satan. Now let's watch a few people talk about their how they view issue. And this is very, very important for us to understand. The aim is to re-educate Africans, not to antagonize Europeans. The aim is to re-educate Africans on the African continent that are clearly having psychological issues with the idea that this the imported religion of Christianity and Islam and is impacting negatively on the continent. That is what we are really trying to say here. It's not here to attack Christianity per se, but the actions, the result of those activities where they've labeled what is part and parcel of the people of Africa as heathen and satanic, has actually had a negative impact on the growth of Africa. And that is what we're saying. I hope people will understand that. It is not attacking Christianity itself, it's talking about what has happened, and the people in Africa are trying to build a better future. They feel more and more Africans are connecting back to issue, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's equally nothing wrong with those who wish to continue to support in Europe to believe in Jesus Christ. That's their prerogative. Many Africans, you will hear the list of people talking here, and have a listen.
Of course, I am an Onisheshi. There's no shortcut in Isheshe. If you don't work, you don't become wealthy. Ben Yobashishe, any killer. Ireo.
I'm an Onisheshi. Of course, people call me Obeshu, thinking that it's derogatory, whereas Eshu is not Satan.
Of course, I'm an Onisheshi. Most of my names start with the names of Onisha. Ifayemisi, Egbedemilade, Eshu Funke.
Of course, I'm Onisheshi. People don't believe we have a worship center.
I'm a traditionalist. Of course, I wear ilekes any days.
I'm Onisheshi, and I believe Jesus.
Of course, I'm Onisheshi. I believe in all Irumoles.
Of course, I'm an Onisheshi. People think we are illiterate.
Of course, I'm Onisheshi. Many people assume we are responsible for ritual killings, whereas such does not exist in our doctrine.
Of course, I am an Onisheshi. When I tell people Eshu is not Satan, they ask me, what is the English name for your Eshu? I was like, English name for Eshu? Shu?
Of course, I'm an Onisheshi. People think we don't have professional skills. Just like me, I'm an estate surveyor, a professional makeup artist. I'm also an entrepreneur.
Of course, I'm an Onisheshi. We're educated, we're good looking, we are loving, we are caring, we are responsible, we are wealthy, and we are presentable. Look at me.
I'm a traditionalist. And of course, you may hear me honor my mother quite often.
Of course, I'm Onisheshi. People assume we are dirty, rough, and tattered.
I'm an Onisheshi. Of course, Abrahamists think I'm going to burn in hell for not borrowing other people's religion. They play teni, tikisa and taton.
Now that you've watched, what are your thoughts on what they said? How do you view this? Does it make sense to you? Can you see that a lot of the discussion here is really trying to make sure that in Africa we become, focused on what our ancestral belief systems, and we believe that that's the best way for us to actually achieve a more stable Africa with us in control of what is happening on the continent. So this is not about attacking Christianity. And I'm really, really keen to make that very, very clear. There is this misconception that's going on around that because people are awakening to the spirituality of Eshu and all the African deities, that somehow that is not acceptable. No, that is what people have the right to do that, and that right must be respected. Equally, we respect those who are espousing Christianity from Europe and America. They can do that, but they have to respect that. Where people say, no, we are sticking with what we like and what we know, what is part of us, they have to respect that. That is all we are saying. Thank you very much. You've been watching Season the platform where we speak truth to power. Leave your comments on this. Do you feel that in explaining this in clear, intricate details, making sure that we get the balance right from not saying something that is actually overly negative about Christianity, but pointing out that the role of that Christianity played in actually turning the minds of the people in Africa against the gods that their ancestors worshipped is actually something that has actually been negative, that has negatively impacted Africans. And the idea that they would decide to civilize us, I mean, that is very condescending in tone and in all manner. But what do you really think? Let us hear your views on this. You're watching Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please leave a comment. Let's hear from you. Thank you so very much.